Welcome to a new comments address video. And if you don't know what this series is, this is a series that I do at least 3 to 4 times a year where I go ahead and address some of the best or my favorite comments that you left over the past couple of months. But before we get to the part where I address your comments, there's a couple other things I want to go over first. And be aware, there will be time codes down below. Okay, I'm trying to figure out where I should start. Should I start with live streaming or should I start with addressing the YouTube channel? I'll start with live streaming because I already addressed what's going on with YouTube, I think. No, or did I address on a live stream? Oh, this is tough. You know what? We'll start off with me addressing the YouTube channel and other things that's going on because the live stream will go straight into the comments address. So that's what we'll do. Now, I have addressed this in a live stream. And technically it's in a podcast, which I guess I should explain what that's all about too now. But I'll get to that in a second. Anyway, so let me tell you what happened. So the reason why you haven't got many videos on this YouTube channel is because a lot of them, I think almost all the recent ones, are gone. Now, I was able to recover some of my gameplay because I didn't delete the files, and I'm happy I didn't. But beyond that, yeah, a lot of the YouTube videos that I had planned to upload, I was working on and finishing up, they're all gone. And what happened, well, the first half was my fault because I was working on my computer. And one thing I'll say is never mess with the terminal. Don't mess with the terminal on the Mac if you don't know what you're doing. I messed around with the terminal and I wound up jacking up my computer. So I had to reset it. And I lost, I want to say, over a month, maybe 2 months of work. So all the recent stuff that I did is gone. And now I got to re-edit most of that. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's hard to get that motivation. But I mean, I'm going to work on it. But this is the second part. So right after that, and I want to say, I don't think it was a day. I think it was just maybe like I fell asleep and I woke up. And I found some of my accounts being hacked and I had to deal with all of that. And then right after I was dealing with the hack, I had some other people attack one or two other accounts and they were trying to hack into and then try to hack into the account that I just got back. So that became an entire process. I also had a situation where Google called me about I was trying to be hacked into. I only talked to them once because I found out that Google wouldn't call you. And trying to get a hold of Google to try to fix this issue was problematic. So I've been dealing with that for the past couple of weeks. And because of that, that's why you haven't got any new videos. Now, I got pretty much everything solved so far. But I'm not going to lie, I am slow dragging things because I'm waiting for a new piece of equipment to come in and it should be coming in soon. Because I could upgrade everything right now, but I want to hold off because if I do it now and then that new piece of equipment comes in, I'm just going to have to do it again. So I'd rather just do everything all at once. So because of that, I may take an additional week off to get everything up to par. And now, let's go ahead and let me address the live stream portion. So if you caught any of my live streams, I'm sure you noticed some improvements. But the last live streams, they went back to how the old way was. Well, because I wound up resetting my computer, all those upgrades that I did to my live stream basically were erased. Luckily, I still have the files themselves because I backed them up on a hard drive, so those are safe. But it's going to take me time to get everything set up like it was at that time. So that's another reason why I'm going to take an additional week away and not do too much. It's because once that part comes in, I'm going to use that time away and get my live stream back upgraded and make a couple of additional improvements to that live stream too. And I've actually been pretty good this year keeping up with my live streams and not missing one live stream, even when I was going through my situation. But depending on when that part comes in, if it does come in this week, I probably will either end the stream early or I may not stream that day at all. So it just depends on when the part gets here, but I just want to make sure that you're aware. Speaking of streaming, if you ever want to catch my live stream, I live stream every Wednesday. I try to live stream earlier, but the times are basically from 11 till 4. Now, sometimes I may take a break in between because things may happen, but for the most part, I stream every Wednesday from 11 to 4. I have yet to miss a day this year. So, because you're not getting a lot of videos, the one thing you will be getting is live streams, guaranteed every Wednesday. But be aware, I also may do additional live streams throughout the week, but for the most part, you'll get one every Wednesday between 11 and 4. I did say something about a new podcast, and I want to take the time to address it here. But yes, I did start a new podcast, and basically what it is that whenever my friends come on my stream, we tend to talk about things, and it just gave me the idea to go ahead and just turn that into a podcast. So basically what we do is my friends will come on and we mainly talk about hobbies and gaming, but we also talk about entertainment stuff too. And sometimes we just kind of talk about things that are going on with our lives, but it's mainly a game and a hobby podcast. So what I do is I take those portraits from the live streams, cut them up, try to improve them. So yes, I do edit it, and then I upload it as a podcast. And the podcast is called Twilight of the Engaze. Now, like I said, this is a live stream podcast. So if you come onto my live stream and you decide to interact in chat, there is a chance we may feature you on the podcast that we record. So we don't have a set time, but I try to record once a month. But if you catch the live stream, then you have a chance to be a part of it. If not, that's what the podcast is for. And of course, I make improvements to it. So that's what it is. I just wanted to make sure to tell you about the podcast. So maybe you might come in and want to be part of an episode, or you can go ahead and listen to it yourself after it's done being recorded and it's all edited. Either way, I just hope you check it out. Lastly, a disclaimer. I'm not making any promises that I will read your chat or you will be featured on the podcast. Be aware. But I'm only saying there's an opportunity and a chance to be. That's it. Oh, one more thing I need to address is the Discord. Now, I have announced the Discord. I said I had one already done. And the reason why I haven't really launched it is because Discord's having a lot of changes right now. Basically with having to show your ID and things like that. So I'm just kind of waiting to see what that's going to be because it's already pretty much done. I'm still waiting for some people that I know to test it so we can see if there's any issues with it. And then from there, we're going to launch it. But again, I don't know if I will or not because I kind of want to see what the plans are in the future. So I don't know if I am going to launch a Discord. I may try to find an alternative, but again, I just want to let you know if you're wondering what happened to the Discord. It's almost completed and I just got to do some testing. But like I said, I don't know if I'm going to support it anymore or not. We'll see what happens. I will keep you updated. I also want to go ahead and reach out to y'all because I actually need help. For anybody who live streams, I love from time to time to showcase various different things on the internet using the browser, but the problem is because I use OBS and I use the browsers that they provide, it does not provide a back button, and that's a problem. So if anybody knows how to use your browser or use a browser with a back button for live streaming, like how to connect it, how to showcase it, if anybody knows how to do that or has a tutorial on how to do that, do me a favor and leave it in the comments down below because I really need to get that browser fixed and I'm not sure how to do it. Once again, I use OBS, so if you know how, please comment down below or go ask someone out there and have them come to this video and have them comment on how to fix that issue with using the red browser on a live stream. Now, last thing I want to say about the live stream is at the recording of this video, I want to apologize to the people, particularly on YouTube, that came in and commented on the last 2 live streams. And for some reason, it did not populate on my end. So I didn't even know that any of y'all came in and was having a conversation. So I want to go ahead and apologize to you. I apologize. I feel bad. And when I'm gone for that time when I'm upgrading my system, I will be fixing that problem. That's the number one thing I will fix to make sure, hopefully, we do not have that issue again. But because of that, if you watch my live stream, I'll tell you right here that what I'm going to do is I'm going to read off the first couple of chats that I got in my last live stream because I messed up and I want to correct it, and we're going to correct it here. So I'm going to be addressing your chats in this comments address right now.
Nice. Sup. Playing Gundam Huh. Missing Troa, Cotter, and Wufei. Man, I missed this movie.
So just to give you some background, this is a live stream where I was playing Gundam SD Eternal pretty much majority of the time, which actually went pretty well. I gotta do a video on that. But to respond to you, first thing, man, I want to apologize, Damien. Great person, always attends to live streams when they can. But like I said earlier, for some reason, your chats that day was not populating. That's why I'm responding to you now in this video. But yep, like I said, I was playing SD Gundam Eternal. And yeah, well, you know what? The sad truth is, if they do bring back, or I should say continue the Gundam Wing story, most likely when you see them, they're probably going to be old men. If it goes that route. Spoilers, my bad, I should have said that earlier. But yeah, no, my only issue with Gundam Wing Endless Waltz is that there wasn't enough Gundam fight scenes, and I really wish they will remake that one and add additional scenes. That's all I want to see, because I would have loved to see Wing Gundam Custom have a lot more, Wing Zero Custom, my fault, have a lot more scenes than what it did. I mean, just to be honest, I don't even think that we got to see the actual abilities of these Gundams. So that's the one thing I wish. Or I should say the 2 things that I wish. It's either they come out with a prequel series that connects Gundam Wing to Gundam Endless Waltz, so you get more from these Gundams, or they remake it and add additional scenes. That's all I really want to see.
Hello.
What up, Inoue? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I think I'm pronouncing that wrong. Hey, y'all already know I say in almost every video, if you come to this channel, you do not come to this channel for pronunciation. But anyways, this is another person that always shows up on stream, and I just want to shout you out and once again apologize, because like I said, which is all these ones that come from my live streams, I didn't get it. It didn't populate on my end, so that's why I'm doing it in this video. So shout out to you. Good to see you showing up, and again, I apologize for not responding. I didn't see your post, and I'm hoping next week I'll have that problem fixed.
I've built this kit myself before. I didn't use any of the stickers, and I hand painted all of the details, and I panel lined it as well. Don't get stung.
Shout out to Willis Jackson. Came on to my stream, had a great conversation. I'm glad that you're there. So during that stream, we actually were able to catch well, I should say he came back into the stream, and yeah, he was on there. He was actually part of the live podcast that we were recording. This person right here has a ton of knowledge on building Gundams, and we were talking on stream. He has a huge back catalog. You know what? I'll just say this right now in this video. If you watch this video, next time you catch me on my live stream and you come on and you showcase your builds anywhere, let me know, and I'll make sure on that stream I'll shout out your social media so people can see your builds. So yeah, let me know. But this person was cool, and I only wanted to leave this in here because yes, I did miss the first go around when he first came into chat. But also this gives me a chance to let y'all know, once again, I live stream every Wednesday, and sometimes we do live podcast. So if you want to be a part of that conversation, just come into the live stream. Again, I live stream every Wednesday, usually between 11 and 4. So you catch me there. And again, if my friends show up and they want to have a conversation, then we start recording a live stream. And again, y'all could be a part of it. So make sure to come in and check it out. And basically what he was talking about from the beginning, which I forgot to mention, he came in because I did a Gundam live build and I was building heavy arms. And yeah, he's right. I'm not the biggest fan of the stickers because he was talking about how he paints, which I think is a way more preferred route. But there's more to that conversation, but that's basically what we were talking about and that's what he was mentioning. But anyways, that's it from the live stream. Again, I want to apologize to all of y'all who came on and I didn't respond. It's only because your chats didn't populate, but hopefully, if not the next live stream, hopefully when I upgrade everything, by that one, I will have the problem fixed. So, lastly, just so you know, if the part comes in, I probably will not be streaming this Wednesday because I'm going to have to go through an upgrade. So just be aware of that. Now let's go ahead and check out the comments.
There are other older kits that have blue beam saber blades, such as the HG High-V Gundam released back in 2009, RG High-V Gundam 2021 release, HG Gundam Aerial 2022 release, HG Gundam Aerial Rebuild 2023 release. And I know that there are other kits that have blue beam effects as well. I like to paint the details on my kits that have raised details instead of using the stickers. I even do seam line removal to improve the look of the kits that I build and paint. I got all 3 of the P Bandai or G Tallgeese TV version Tallgeese 2 and Tallgeese 3 for around $28 each last year. Happy building.
I just want to say the fact that this is Willis Jackson, that was totally unplanned. I didn't think he was going to be the next comment, or I should say the first comment that I addressed. But it's just kind of funny. And normally I don't change the voice, but I couldn't find the voice I originally used on the live stream, so we'll go with that. Either way, forget all that. Let's address his comment. But that's funny that you said those two because I actually own both of those high news. I own the 2009 one. Well, actually, I don't know if I think I own the 2009 one. I gotta check. But I know I do own the real grade high new. And just so you know, the reason why I haven't built those yet, just to let everybody know, is because I'm trying to do a high new build marathon because I pretty much have almost every real grade and high grade kits. I think I've only missed like a couple. So if you want to see that, make sure to subscribe because when I hit a certain subscriber count, I will be doing a marathon build. But you have to subscribe to see that. But anyways, to continue on, so the aerial and the aerial rebuild has them, which I have. I only have one Rich for Mercury kit. And yeah, you know what? If anybody knows any other kits that have the blue beam sabers, leave me in the comments down below outside the ones that are mentioned here. But you see, like I said before, he talks about how he paints his kit. Again, more preferred than doing the stickers. I think it comes out better. But lastly, yeah, the only one I don't have is the Tallgeese 2 because that's actually the only Tallgeese I wasn't the biggest fan of. So I do actually have the Tallgeese 3 and the Tallgeese TV version because that's my favorite version. But yeah, I'm not really the biggest fan of Tallgeese 2. So if I was to get the Tallgeese 2, that would be later or after I got a couple of other kits that I really want to build. But I appreciate it.
Try to get Asuka and her ST Rainbow while her banner is up.
Well, I got some good news. I did. I got Asuka and I got 2 copies of her mechs with a couple of extra parts left over. I'll be honest though, after learning more about her mech, I wish I would have got one more just because I found out that her ST can be used with other characters. So I would have loved to have one more of her STs just as a spare. But I do want to say this. I am having a hard time upgrading the STs and progressing through this game because it's getting hard for me. But I will be doing a couple of future videos on all the gacha games I've been playing because while I've been away, the one thing I have been doing and keeping up with is a lot of these gacha games. So you will be seeing me do a couple of videos on each one. So prepare for that. But yes, I got Asuka, I got her ST. I'm trying to get her rainbowed, and right now I'm currently trying to save for Rosa.
Pretty nice account, bro. But please, it's K-Ron. My boy is from Epic 7. Respect the old bro. Raw. Great content, Nan. Keep it up.
First, boom, boom. So yes, I know this character very well. And not really a fan. Okay, I'm joking, by the way. I'm just joking. I'll be honest though, he's not my favorite character, but he's not a bad character. I remember him at Epic 7. I actually got him, but I didn't get K-Ron in his prime. So I don't know how good he was. I do know I faced him. And yeah, he was a pain back in the day. He used to annoy the heck out of me. But today, he's not what he used to be back in his prime in Epic 7. But now with ZZN, I liked him a lot more in the beta than when he was actually released, because don't get me wrong, the beta, he was doing damage, had great AoEs, but when he came out, when the actual game was released, they kind of nerfed him. His AoEs weren't as rapid as they used to be, so he kind of fell out of favor with me in ZZN. But that's not me saying he's a bad character. He's just, at this point, after me using him, he's just not a character that I like. But, you know, it's been a minute since I've used him, so at least with ZZN, I may try him out again. Epic 7 was a dominant character, not as good as he used to be. And in ZZN, I may go ahead and give him another try and try to epiphany him a little bit more to see if he plays better. Okay, hold on. That's the wrong way to phrase it. To see if I could get his play style to work in the way that I would like. That's probably a better way to phrase it. But thanks a lot. I try. That's all I can say.
RG Zeta is fine. It's over a decade old and people complain that it's fragile while it's 144 scale and fully transformable. The complaints emo for that kit are people not understanding these are model kits, not toys. Mine is 8 years old and I still transform it often. I would way much rather have an RGZZ Gundam rather than a 2.0 of a kit that is perfectly fine.
TBF, the RG Zeta is less stable than the other ones in the line when it came out, and being an early transformable RG does mean that the techniques Bandai used to design it were pretty primitive compared to modern kits now. Also, I do think at least being confident in changing its pose from time to time should be a reasonable ask for these kits. Also, it's one of the more popular suits, so anyone would be happy to have a better RG Zeta. Though I do agree seeing a new RG like ZZ is better than a revamp.
I'm glad I got this comment. This was a pretty good comment. But before I start, I just want to say, I love that second voice I used. I ain't gonna lie, that crap had me rolling. So I'm glad I picked that one. Again, I just used voices randomly, but I just enjoy that one. I'm glad I used that one for this one. But anyways, getting to the comment. You could be right. Again, I can only go by what I've heard, and most reviews I've heard on this kit, everybody basically says it's terrible. But like I said, I do have a real great Zeta. I have a P Bonnet version, which I may build one day. And plus, I do agree with the point when you say that these are model kits and they're not toys or action figures. And that's actually one of my criticisms when I do hear people compare Gundam model kits to toys or action figures. And the reason why I say that is from personal experience, and not because I have a kid, because I was that kid who had a model kit and played with it and broke it because I played with it like a toy and then realized it was a model kit. So when people at least watch my videos, I definitely don't want to put that idea out there that these kits are model kits. And yes, if people are going too rough with it, there is a chance that these kits can break. So if they're just being too rough with it, then yeah. But again, I don't know. I'm just going by what I heard, but one day I'm going to have my chance to build it. And when I do, I will let you know what I think. But now going to the second comment, that's kind of why I asked for a Zeta Gundam 2.0, because I would love for them to make another real great Zeta Gundam with new techniques. Whether it's fine and you just got to know what you're doing, or you have problems and you, like you said, you wish it was just a little bit more stable. I think everybody at this point would not mind seeing a Zeta Gundam 2.0, because you made a great point. It is one of the most popular Gundams, and based on the older real greats that I build, definitely would love to see some of these older kits get modernized, particularly a specific two that I have. But beyond all that, I think we can all agree that we would like to see a real grade double Zeta Gundam over a revamp of the Zeta Gundam real grade. Me personally, I prefer full armor variant, but yes, I think I would like to see a double Zeta real grade. Way more than a revamp.
Bamco reads title as Top 10 Models to Make into Kits Decades, Centuries, or Millenniums Later, or Never Make at All.
Why do you have to be so mean, cruel, and hurtful? You know, I was having a good time and then you just This was mean. This was mean. Hey, I don't care what anybody says. If GTA 6 is coming out this year, there's still hope for the kits that I desire and dream of coming out. There is still hope that this dream will be realized. Just wait. Just watch. And just in case most of that was a joke, just in case people don't realize or don't understand my humor, most of that was a joke. Outside of keeping hope alive and what I said about GTA 6. If GTA 6 is coming out this year, then there's still hope for the kids I would like to see to come out. Hopefully in the next couple of years. But anyways, that's it with the comments address. I think the next one I'm going to release will probably be between August and September. So if you want to be featured in a future video like this, make sure to comment down below. And if not this week, then probably sometime next week, I will be back with my regular YouTube uploads. Real quick, I just want to add this into the end. I'm sorry, I'm just laughing, but it actually may be the week after because, as you know, life keeps on lifing and things keep on happening. So, it's always something. But yeah, I just want to leave this at the end just in case you don't see any videos next week. Well, something else happened. Something else happened and it's pushed things back a little bit further. So if you don't see any videos out next week, they will be out the week after. Because life keeps on lifing. Have a good one.